Alright, guys. Showtime at the bottom left side of the map. Hero in the top right. It's the grand finals, the Monday Night Weeklies 29. What a fantastic run for Showtime this week. Unfortunately, wait, what? What? Hero going for a cannon rush. What is this? Who cannon rushes in this matchup? That's so rare. I mean, it's good. It's hard. Wait, what? What is this? What is he gonna? What does cannoning the low ground even achieve? Is he just gonna build a cannon and then build a pylon on the low ground and just cannon behind the minerals? And have a cannon from there cover it? Does that work? Is this good? Is Hero drunk? I don't know if it's good or not, guys. We're on Sandworm. Hero's gonna do some special stuff right now. Cannon on the low ground. Probe runs in and is like, hey, I'm just a totally normal probe. Showtime sees it though. Showtime scouted. He cancels his gateway, builds his own forge. He needs to build his own pylon over here right now, though. Showtime needs a pylon, otherwise he can't build his own cannons there. He needs to build a pylon right now. He's going to try and kill this probe. He's going to try and kill this probe. I think he gets it. Dude, I think he shuts this down. I think he... Oh, yep, he cuts off the angle. And he says, I don't need to even build my own cannon here because you can't get inside. I can just build a cannon here at the front. Actually, he could even defend with a zealot. If I were him, I'd be tempted to just cancel the forge at this point. Good probe pull to shut that down. And you can try to build cannons in the face, but this zealot will stab them down pretty easily. And oh, he even gets the probe. What a hero! Nice. Game 1 to Showtime. All right, guys, that was a nice way to start the series for Showtime. He's in the top right of ley lines. Hero's in the bottom left, and it is some Protoss on Protoss crime. And I mean, this is what you expect, right? Showtime is a defensive player, borderline greedy sometimes, likes to just play towards the late game. Hero likes to just do all sorts of crazy stuff to annoy his opponent. Didn't work out that time. Very cute idea. And when I say cute, I mean probably a little bit drunk. But it's specifically because that was, normally you can't access the main mineral line from the low ground. Because of that map design, it creates like the opportunity for this cool stuff. And this is why I think we need more interesting maps in Starcraft, because it just opens up these edge cases for a player who's more creative and a bit more, it keeps the strategies exciting. Like I really, what I feel like is the most exciting part of Starcraft is the constant battle between the Serals of this world and the Showtimes, like the guys who just, I will play the perfect game. I will play 43,000 times the similar style until I am the best. But I always want it to be kind of even. Or, I mean, historically in the early years of StarCraft 2, it was favored against those guys. Maybe it's just because their skill wasn't good enough. They hadn't figured out how to play well enough, but like it was always the heroes, the guys who were just on the other side who were like, I'm just gonna do stuff. I'm gonna figure out all sorts of crazy things. I'm gonna take gambles, throw out all sorts of different looks, make it hard to deal with. These are the guys that used to dominate, right? They used to, like, if you look at all the early champs, yes, there were some macro kings in there, but even the macro kings mixed in a lot of timing attacks and a lot of cheeky build orders. Hero denying some mineral patch very nicely there. Showtime just backs away. He just scouts and goes home. He's not even going to hang around to do the harassment game. Interesting. Showtime got pushed off one of his optimal mineral patches. He's not letting himself get too distracted. As his second pylon goes down, he's going to proxy. Oh, because he sees Heroes 1-gating. Ah, it's not 2-gate. So 2-gate into proxy, probably a robo. Showtime's a very front-on guy. He's not the kind of guy who goes Oracle Adept from here. And I think he's probably going to go robo before even starting gateway units. Let's see, what does he prioritize, guys? Cybercore finishes. He goes for an Adept, Warp Gate, and a robo. Yep, robo. Okay, so it's Adept, Warp Gate, robo. Cool thing, if you build a second Adept now as well, which he's going to start in a moment. Oh no, he goes Stalker. You can actually turn this into a macro build. If he turtles up really hard, you just drop 2 Adepts in the main, kill some probes, and then you actually just take an Excess behind it. The problem is if he comes out with his Immortals and stuff, because he's going defensive robo on 1-gate, if he gets an Immortal advantage on you, it can be a problem. So often you're building an Observer, you're making a Prism, you're doing all this fancy stuff. And that can be problematic. Luckily, the Pylon protected here from the Zealot. Nice placement for Showtime. Zealot Stalker comes out. His pro's going to go in Showtime with excellent scouting in this series, guys. And look at that. He comes in and he sees, okay, second gate robo. I know what I'm up against. Oh gosh, is this robo going to get depowered, guys? He did kill Hero's Probe back in his base. Should start the Immortal now. Oh, he's supply blocked for a moment. Cancels it, makes a Warp Prism. Interesting that he goes Warp Prism first. Okay, Adept's going to come in. Start to attack that Zealot. Oh, God. Oh, he cancels the gate. Wait, is he just going to give up on this? Oh, my gosh. And this is why if you proxy this close, you probably should be building 2 Stalkers straight away and another 2 Stalkers right after that. Oh, this is a disaster. He builds a Nexus and his own Robo at home. But look at that. I mean, Hero's going to 1-base all in him. Hero builds a 3rd gateway, makes a sentry. Oh, this is so tough. So tough for Showtime. He's going to go back, get energy on the sentry with energy recharge. He's going to go for a Hallucinate Scout probably, but I actually think saving energy is the better call because you're going to need Force Fields and Guardian Shields to defend this base. Now, Hero builds a pylon on the low ground. But look at that amount of resources lost is so monumental. And the Adept trying to shade on in. Gonna get deflected. Easy cleanup. But he sees no Nexus, which is what Showtime needed to know. Now he needs to try and defend out here, guys, because he needs to be able to hold this choke point. If you move north, force field there, basically sections your whole army up, and it allows Hero to move down into this area and take a concave, get a good arc. Immortals are building defensively. We've already got an Immortal and a Warp Prism on the way. The second Immortal coming out. First Immortal's about to be here for Showtime. He needs a Prism after that, though. Without a Prism, it's very hard to avoid the enemy force fields. There's 2 force fields available, soon to be 4 for Hero. First Adept's coming in with the Shade. Force fields needed. Oh, he does trap only 1 Stalker, but of course the Prism instantly saves it. Showtime. The Adepts are in the main base. Warps in a Stalker and an Adept to try to deal with it. And Hero's actually not the best focus fire, but that's because he's elevating. He's elevating to the high ground. Showtime needs to get up there. Oh, 2 sentries and an Immortal get trapped. They do kill one of Hero's sentries, though. These units trying to fight there. There is still another sentry with the force field available. Recall goes down. Does Hero rotate to the natural now? He's going to try and rotate. He says, major recall, la 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 la. My name is Hero, la 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 la. But great force field trap for Showtime. Is it enough, though? There's another force field available. Where is it? He does. Beautiful force field there. And the Prism's not out for Showtime just yet. Can he buy enough time? Targeting the pylon, the pylon's going to go down. Battery healing, not enough to keep it alive. The Adept's trying to shade back to the safety. Hero evicting Showtime from his own natural. Oh man. Some people would say, like, what is that commentary? You guys let me know. I honestly feel like I just described what Hero did very well. But for less experienced players, maybe that didn't make sense. So just to explain it, he basically picked up to the high ground, force fielded the ramp. Showtime had to use a recall to pull his army into the main to defend. And then Hero just picked up his army and dropped it on the low ground again, saying, well, recall is going to be on cooldown for a long time. I feel like Hero saying lol kind of explain that, but maybe I could explain it more fundamentally. If you guys let me know what you prefer. Probes are hiding down there. 1 gateway goes down, second one's taking big damage. Immortal's trying to get some pickoffs. If they get that sentry, that would be real nice. They do big damage versus armored units. Gets himself a sentry there. Really well done for Showtime, but he's got to get other damage. 2 sentries in the Immortal ready for it. And they should be able to shut this down. Great force field for Hero. He's only going to lose, looks like 2 probes. And Showtime just taps. Was that throwing the towel in a bit early, guys? He'd lost 2 gateways at home. Hero has a Nexus coming up. I mean, you're down an Immortal. You're behind. You're in a pretty terrible position. I don't think Hero ever taps out in Showtime's shoes. But it feels like Showtime is just like, what can I do from here? And he's in a very bad spot, but I think it was worth trying. It would have been nice for him to just load up, you know, to push out here, try to get some force field magic going, maybe like drop 2 Adepts in the main again while you're attacking the front, you know, take your own Nexus. I think there was a chance here for Showtime still. It was definitely Hero favored. He's the army supply difference and having a Nexus going. Actually, yeah, 12 army supply is kind of crazy, guys. I'm okay with it. Showtime taps out. All right, guys, going into Frostline now. It's been a knife fight in a phone booth, and I don't expect it to stop anytime soon. Showtime top right, Hero bottom left. And we do expect Showtime to gate scout every single game in this series. Question is, does Hero skip scouting? The answer is yes. And actually, Showtime doesn't scout this time. Ah, okay, Showtime. I thought he would just scout every game, but I think he has enough respect for Hero's PvP. He's like, no, sometimes I'll just do a build. So what do I mean when I say just do a build? I mean, he's not looking to react to anything. He's like, look, I'm going to commit to this build up to a certain point anyway. So we can go for a slightly later scout. And this is not that late. This is after second gas, which is actually the perfect timing for a proxy pylon usually. If you are thinking about a proxy, but it's also fine as a delayed scout. Hero's going to go directly to a proxy location. He's going down to the bottom of the map. He's also going 2 gate. Should be changing this rally point for this probe, I think, to the second gas, but it's not quite done just yet. Slightly late on that. basically Showtime spreading his workers across both gases for optimal mining. Cybercore goes down at pretty much the exact same time for both sides, and this looks like a proxy oracle if I've ever seen one, just trying to hide it in a position where it's hard for your opponent to scout. So double adept into oracle, very solid opening. You can harass your opponent heavily, expand behind it. It will delay your expansion, but not too crazily. Now he sees there was heavy gas mining, so a bit heavier on the gas for Hero than Showtime it appeared, but we can actually see Showtime was onto gas earlier, so he's actually mined slightly more. Not a big difference. Both sides sacrificing a little bit of minerals to increase their gas. If you're just going full stalkers, nexus, probes, very basic economic build, normally you won't do that. Now this is interesting. He's not going to proxy. He's just hiding the pylon and then continuing a normal build. Okay, so Hero's actually just doing a hidden pylon. Never mind, guys. 2 stalker against 2 stalker. The reason you go double stalker is just so your opponent can't get map control. If you go 2 adepts or 1 zealot, 1 stalker, 1 sentry, they can push to the front and keep you pinned inside your base. And look at this, Showtime's like, oh god, there's no second pylon. He's like, where's the second pylon? I'm getting proxied. I'm getting proxied. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, where is he? Where is he? Look at the way he's scouring every corner. So just by hiding a pylon, you really force Showtime to be paranoid, to invest a lot more in scouting, and you just go double sentry into Nexus. So Hero here is doing a relatively conservative macro build, you could say. But he's doing it with a little bit of misdirection, just mixed in there to keep Showtime on his toes. Showtime's the one who's like, I need to make a robo, dude. I'm getting proxied. I don't know what it is. I have to go robo 3-gate. And you can see how he's basically doing what is a pretty good 1-base all-in build order, robo 3-gate, even if the robo's at home. But only if you rush for it. He's doing this reactively. It's not fast. He's gone 24 workers. You only need 22 for this. You know, he's not going to have a good timing attack. And this is going to give time for the Nexus to come up, the Twilight to go down. Hero has basically, just by hiding a pylon and playing a little bit later to the Nexus than normal, has put Showtime in a position where he doesn't know what's happening. And if Showtime had gone for an early sentry, this would not be an issue. But Showtime did not want to invest in the sentry for the early scout, and now he finds himself getting scouted. He's seeing the hallucination already makes him go, oh god. Have you just expanded? And it's like, it's dawning on him. Oh man, you've just expanded. He goes back to probes, cancels the probe, chronos the prism. That's a fake. He's not actually going for the Nexus. He's making it look like he is so that Hero doesn't panic. And hopefully underestimates the attack that's coming. I don't think Hero sees the army. Stalkers coming forward. Prism's so late, though. The Nexus does go down. Probes do start. Feels like Showtime right now has got a very flaccid pressure. Very late Stalker Prism poke. And he could get wrecked by force fields. He's got to be really cautious. Best thing he can do is Stalker drop the main. Try and kill a few probes. There's even a battery up there. And got himself an observer. He's going to go Robo Bay, guys, which gets spotted by the sentry. I just don't see any path to victory for Showtime. He's behind on economy. He's doing a very delayed prism harassment here. That's going to get immediately spotted by Stalkers with a battery to back them up. I think Showtime, I mean, he starts committing here, but it's not going to work out too well. You can see he's kind of like, okay. Oh gosh, the micro. Showtime not as used to playing these cross-server tournaments. This is something a lot of European players don't play many cross-server tournaments until the big events come online, the big qualifiers, and I think it really hurts them because you can see how natural the grinders are playing cross-server. Guys like Hero, guys like Dark, but, you know, Clemmers, Maxpax as well. But sometimes you'll see guys like Showtime who normally stick to that European circuit, and they'll fumble their micro a little bit more when they're playing a Korean player and they're playing on one of these Americas servers. 120, 130 ping usually. This is rough. So Disruptors are kind of there for a 1-base all-in, but because Blink's coming in, he's going to have the maneuverability to easily avoid Disruptor shots. And obviously it turns into a 2-base all-in now probably, but I mean, the Disruptor is good if it was a Glaive Adept attack or something. So maybe Showtime was making a hard read. This was going to be a Glaive Adept attack, Charge Archon. Disruptor's pretty good versus both of those, but Robo comes in, 3rd gas and a 3rd Nexus. This is the joy of being Hero, guys. Hero knows how to play macro and micro. And oh, the force fields are just so much better for Hero. Hero even blinks across to snag 2 Stalker kills. Without a War Prism, force fields are your worst nightmare. And there's so many more force fields there for Hero. He could trap this again. Oh, he gets another Stalker. And he can just blink these Stalkers away whenever he wants. That Stalker bugging out for Showtime big time. Showtime's already used his energy recharge. 2 Adepts are going to try to get into the natural, but there are 3 Stalkers waiting for it. Not going to find much. Probes try to fight, but he gets force fielded. And that's the easiest Nexus snipe of his life. Showtime has to tap out. Hero hides a pylon and checkmates Showtime with it. That really shows the power of being a guy who can do anything, right? Hero literally just hides a pylon, opens up 2 Stalker, 2 Sentry Nexus. It is not that crazy an opening at all. Showtime massively overreacts. And this is the downside of playing very reactive PvP, is if your opponent tricks you, hides what their intentions are, really fantastic pylon hiding positioning. It's so hard to pick the right choice. All right, guys. Well, Showtime getting read like a book in this series and unable to read hero. Keep in mind, how does this... So we just had this whole little discussion on Twitch chat in between the games. I want to reiterate it now because someone said, well, how does a single pylon, like, how does that trick him? Well, it's the fact that the pylon is missing. So remember, Showtime didn't know where the pylon was. So normally in the early game, you scout the first pylon. If there's no second pylon, it means there's a probe hidden on the map somewhere because they have to have a second pylon to keep building units. So remember, the same situation happened in reverse on ley lines. Hero was going for a 1-gate expand. He saw the probe come in, scout the 1-gate, and then quickly run away. His own probe went in and went, where's your second pylon? Looking around Showtime's base, and he was like, oh god, I'm getting proxied. And remember, if Hero had gone for a Nexus, like he'd initially been planning, he dies there. But instead he went, I'm gonna guess it's a proxy robo. He went for his own robo. He went his 2nd gate. He went his 3rd gate, and then he found the proxy. So he committed to the response before he knew what was happening. Showtime did the exact same thing. But in this case, it wasn't a proxy robo. So they made the same read to the same sort of information, the difference being that Hero was just faking it. So Hero faked out Showtime big there, gets himself a 2-to-1 advantage. It's now on Amygdala in map 4, and it's once again 1-gate, but for both sides. This is a pretty big map, and it's a pretty tight natural, like 2 force fields blocks basically the entire thing. You maybe can squeeze a unit around the edge, though I think if they're perfectly placed, nothing can get through. We do have a Zealot for Hero. Doesn't want to get blocked. Hero's not scouted at all, so Showtime's like, well, I haven't seen a probe. We don't need to worry about that. I wonder if Showtime goes Stargate before Nexus, though, because you can see it looks like he wants to just rush the tech, the Stargate, the Zealot, the Adept, and maybe only build the Nexus even after the Adept starts. Should be a pretty big delay, but that would be the sort of I want to be super stable option. Hero, on the other hand, you can see is like, yeah, I want to get the Nexus down. Dude, it's a 1-gate expand. I'm happy to be greedy. Showtime, I don't think he would have gone for this. But because he sees the Nexus of Hero, he says, okay. And even then, he still goes Stargate, so he still wants that Oracle advantage. Goes for his own Nexus. Now, this probe has seen 2 pylons. If he doesn't see a Stargate, he can assume, I don't think you're going to play Phoenix. If we're not in a Phoenix war, I can just go Oracle and be, get in there, do some Oracle harassment, spam some stasis traps. And one of the cool things is, oh, it's a delayed Stargate after sent. Oh, Hero is such a friggin' mind gamer. This is a very late Stargate. It's really bad to go Oracle off this Stargate. So why would you do this, guys? Because he knows Showtime's likely to go Oracle. He doesn't even know what Showtime's open, but he's like, you're probably going 1-gate expand into Stargate as well, because I know how you play. So I'm going to go delayed Phoenix, and you'll never expect it. You're going to commit to 2 Oracles, fly in with 1, fly in with... And I'm just going to kill it with my Phoenix, or at least force it to recall. And if I can get 2 or 3 Phoenix out, that's going to be great. Now, the question is, how many Phoenix do you actually have when the Oracle arrives? Because I think he'll be lucky to get a 2nd Phoenix in time. If he can get 2 Phoenix, it will help. Stalker Sentry's going to hang out front the base for now. First Phoenix getting chronoed. And he's got a battery in the main just to make sure he doesn't take damage. Battery in both bases keeps Hero pretty safe. Hero with double probe production. Showtime slightly later on the Nexus, but you can see he's up 1 worker, so this should equalize pretty quickly. Adept tries to shade in. Stalker Sentry, though, are there. And he's even got the reinforcement probe in the wall off. Hero, does he track it? Yeah. If you can just click that on the Oracle, Showtime's Oracle unlikely to do damage, and he even built a 2nd. Like I said, because of course you build a 2nd. It's always worth building 2 Oracles if they don't have a Stargate. Because you don't ever build Stargate after Sentry Stalker. And this is where Hero's like, and that's why I do it, dum-dum. Specifically because you don't expect it. He snap recalls really quickly. I like the way the Sentry and the Stalker tried to help out. They almost snipe it, but not quite. Adept gets in there, doesn't really do any damage either. He's going to try to shade away, but the Phoenix could catch that. Or they could just go across the map for damage. He's looking for the Adept. He will find it. Hero, such a clever opening. I don't think this puts him massively ahead, but there are 2 Oracles out now for Showtime that aren't going to be able to dive the enemy worker line. They're just going to have to spam stasis traps defensively. And actually, he is going to go hide. Puts down 1 stasis trap, and then he's going to go around the edges. And Hero's trying to YOLO him. 3 Stalkers, a Sentry, 2 Phoenix running in. There's only 1 Stalker out. Make that 2. Oh, no. He's got 2 gateways up. 3rd gateway coming, though. Oh, and the stasis trap's very useful. Dude, that stasis trap is so important. He's so outnumbered here. If it was 3 Stalkers, a Sentry, and 3 Phoenix, he could come in, pick up those Stalkers, and just do so many probe kills right now. But instead, Hero has to just turn it into a little bit of probe harassment, kill 3 probes, pull home, and guess what? Remember, there's double Oracle. He doesn't know about the second Oracle. He's about to find out. Oh no, Hero being too greedy. It's Showtime's turn to say, oh yeah? Yeah, you think you can just ignore the threat of the Oracle? Get wrecked, you silly boy. So many kills. And I don't think Recall's ready, so he's going to sacrifice these guys. He only gets 14 kills. Maybe could have been 16 with perfect micro. I'm going to say it's worth it though, guys. Because look, his Blink's also... Wait. There's no Blink. It's for Jirobo. There's not even a Twilight for Hero. Oh, no. And now Hero losing all those workers on 2 base. And Blink coming in. Wow. Showtime with a monumental lead. Fantastically well played. Sorry, Twitch chat's making me laugh, guys. Autocorrect and typos are funny. Dude, this is good damage. This is actually really clever, this Oracle. He gets in there, gets a bunch of probes on the top. 3 there. Phoenix come and get another 3. Showtime's got a quicker 3rd, and he's got Blink, which means these air units hanging around the front could get jumped on. Showtime, I like the way he's kind of hiding these Stalkers. I don't like the way he's kind of walled off this side. It's a bit hard to get through. But he can always blink across the buildings to get in there. He does have an opening there. He does have a path. Normally, I don't like to wall in these areas next to the Nexus. I always like to have smooth areas, because otherwise you kind of just make it a bit hard to defend prisms and air units later on. Hero's stuck on 2 base for a long time. He's recovered his work account, but he's not feeling secure taking a 3rd. You see Showtime's 3rd is up, whereas Hero's like, I don't know, man. I don't have Blink. It's kind of hard to get out here. I'm going to move out to try and secure a 3rd now, but the Blink is on the front. Phoenix don't have many lifts. Oh, okay. Let's get a probe. Or just gives it up. I think if you refill one of these Phoenix with energy, you can punish him, right? Because if the Stalkers try to skirmish, you pick up 3 Stalkers, and then your 2 Immortals are going to wreck any Stalkers that stay and fight. So it becomes really dangerous, but Showtime's just got such a Stalker advantage. He might just blink in and focus the Immortals down. At this point, he's got so much army. Army supply's even, but these Phoenix aren't going to weigh in on that decision with the combat. Oh my gosh, Hero not watching! Hero not watching! Hero staring at his Phoenix right now! Oh my gosh, what a disaster! Showtime pounces and says, wait, are you serious? He's not watching for that many? That was like multiple seconds. Very slow response for Hero, and losing those Immortals is a massive problem. If he managed to stutter step those back, didn't have his first Immortal sitting so far out front, maybe he could have, with a bit of micro, turned it to his favor, but now... Look at that. Oracle's Phoenix. I mean, he's going to come back. 1 Phoenix goes down. Easy blink backs here on the Stalkers for Showtime. Showtime's just got such a big advantage. Showtime is always in his element if he's just blinking backwards. Might think about blinking on the Immortal and killing it. But he's on 3 base. He can probe up. He doesn't feel the need to pressure. He's like, yeah, we can wait for our shields to regen. Keep picking things off. Blink is going to give us the mobility. This series is always because Hero plays a high-risk style, doesn't hedge his bets, it leads to PvP being like this. His PvPs are fast, they are vicious, they're often decided much quicker than if you have 2 players like Showtime against each other. You have a lot of 20-minute PvPs, but Hero against Showtime, it's going to get decided very quickly, very early, very consistently. Stalker Immortal Probe Pull here for Hero. Last-ditch effort to break out of his natural. Stalker's going to be microing back, and I think it's a good idea to disengage here against the probe pullers Showtime. Oracle flies in and actually kills a bunch of probes. Cleared that whole 3rd base. 8 workers went down. Nicely done, but you're still 3 base against 2 base. Still up 8 workers. More probes transfer. The main base half mined out now. And Showtime did a bit of a lazy transfer there. He did the whole, oh, the number says out of 12. Let's pull 4 workers. When obviously the other mineral patch was about to disappear. Stalker sets off the barrier, pulls back. Showtime all over Hero. Hero on 2 base. He's got +2 on the way. His upgrades are the one thing he's really got going for him. Blink's about to kick in for him as well. Showtime can absolutely afford to chill. Proxy gateway down here. Nice forward warp in point. Is he open to Dark Templar? No, he's got his own observer. It does get sniped. Hero blinking forward, try and punish him. The Immortal's a little far behind though. Gonna warp in a few Zealots. Charge coming in. Couple of shield batteries right now. The last thing that most players would have on their mind right now is shield batteries, but Showtime, the defensive king that he is, He says, dude, it's a 2-base Protoss. Of course I'm going to build extra insurance just to make sure I don't lose. I feel like if Hero was in Showtime's shoes, he'd be taking a 4th base right now just because, you know. I think these two players have very fundamental, different interpretations of Artosis rule. Went ahead, get more ahead. Showtime thinks that means, you know, if you're ahead, just make sure you can't die. Hero thinks it means just be as greedy as you possibly can and just YOLO. Depth Shade coming in from the 3rd. I like that choice. Hero is down 20 army supply. Let's see if he can make some magic happen. Depths are going to take out 2 probes before picking up and pulling away. Lovely micro. Of course, if you stay there any longer, those Stalkers blink and take out that Prism. I don't know how many Stalker shots it takes to kill a Prism, guys. Is it 10? I think it's 10 unupgraded Stalker shots. Maybe 9 with +1. 5 Stalkers, probably the perfect number, especially now with +1 finished. 3rd base trying to build, but Hero's in the dumps right now. He's going to go Robo Bay, so he's just going to look for some magic balls. This is not a bad way to do, like, you know, go for the Hail Mary disruptors. Maybe he doesn't see it coming. You know, maybe basically you set up the position. He blinks into you and you throw balls from behind your army that he didn't see. You got to try and hide the fact that you've got... He's going to go Colossus. Colossus are good against the Heavy Zealot. They're not good against, like, Archons and stuff, but they'll give you consistent damage output. Disruptors are much better against Archons. Colossus very reliable against Zealots. Hero's deaf. That's why he never hears the bell. They're like, the round's over, dude. And he's like, nah, man. Prism in the main. Showtime's been very disciplined. Showtime, one of the few pro gamers who uses the core. Very odd hyper-optimized hotkey setup where his fingers on his keyboard rest on the right side of the keyboard. J, I, O, and P on a QWERTY keyboard is where your fingers rest. Has his keyboard on a little bit of a slant. Uses lots of layered hotkeys with modifiers, so his camera locations are right underneath his resting fingers. Doesn't have to reach up to the F keys very much at all. Does use more control groups than most pro gamers because of that. And more camera locations. Stalker's picking off a few units. Nice moves for Showtime there. Gets a few Zealots as well. Does lose a Stalker. Hard to keep up with this as Hero economically, so he's just kind of chilling. I like that he's not building any more probes. He's not even taking the gases on his 3rd. He's like, well, let's just make slow Zealots. Like, they're just cheap tanks, essentially, and his Zealots will charge into melee for me. We don't need to get charged. He'll charge into me, right? I do think a Disruptor would be a godsend, though. Notice how he's setting up another choke point in the natural, because he knows this army is going to get separated. He knows that the more mobile army of Showtime is going to try to go around Hero, down 50 supply, and he's trying to Helm's Deep it, guys. Now the question is this Legolas? Is this Gimli? And how are they going to go in this kill competition? Because they better be, dude. You better take down so many of these Showtime orcs that are coming in right now. It's going to be crazy. Does he have the orc with the barrel of explosives to bust the wall? No, he backs away for now. The front crossbows and bows from the walls of Helm's Deep doing pretty well. Hero's doing a fantastic job of defending that left side, but the Colossus getting blinked on. Oh, Showtime gets rid of one of those Colossus, and he says, come into the open, baby. Come into the open. He's got so much Zealot Stalker. He blinks and takes out another Colossus. The Immortal's getting one shot. He's just got too many numbers. And this is why Helm's Deep didn't work for the Orcs, but it works here. Because the Orcs forgot to bring teleportation abilities. Saruman, an absolute moron, didn't even grow his Orcs with teleporters attached to them. The Stalker's ability to blink forward and target those high-powered units just removes their ability to stutter step back and slowly pick them off. And Showtime is going to tie off the series 2-2 and force a game 5. All right, guys. It's all going to be decided here. We've got Hero in the bottom right side of the map up against Mr. Showtime in the top left. It's Whispers of Gold to decide this series. A map which I'm actually very fond of. I don't know why. I just really enjoy Whispers of Gold, Ley Lines, Frostline. I think all play very well. They're just not particularly exciting maps, I guess one could say. This map at least has like the wide open main for the Doom drops and stuff, and Prism's getting in there. Air Harass can be a bit more annoying, which at least gives it a bit more flavor, but I don't know. This map just feels comfortable to me, no matter what matchup I'm playing. And maybe that's a sign of a map being boring, because if you like a map as a player, maybe it means it's not actually exciting to watch. I don't know. Both sides, going to be going for economic openings. Hero, of course, is the one who's committed here to the 1 gate, 2 gate for Showtime. So Showtime can have a bit more unit production. After his proxy robo failing so hard earlier today, I wouldn't mind him trying it again in this sort of situation, but he's not going to. You just need, like I said, if he just hides the robo further back, like here or something, maybe. Or if he goes Stalkers before robo, he could make it work, but looks like he's just going to play a 2-gate, probably macro build, whilst Hero, I imagine Hero is just planning to go Stargate when that Cybercore finishes, go for the quick Oracle, because he sees that it's a 2-gate opening. He knows unlikely for Showtime to get Phoenix out with this build. 2-gate into Phoenix is a very awkward opening. 2 Stalkers beginning for Showtime. Meanwhile, it's an Adept into a Stargate for Hero. And no surprises so far. There's a Zealot out. If you build a pylon, that Zealot will take care of it. And Showtime's like, hey, buddy. Oh, okay, commits to the pylon. You can see there's not enough money for Hero to build that Nexus, so it's not a big cost by any means. Showtime does need another pylon at home, though. Unless he's planning to go 4 units into... Oh, my gosh. Guys, he's got to build another pylon right now. Oh, he's going to go for a forward pylon. But, mistake. He moved out, didn't see the probe hiding behind his natural. Which means, oh, it's going to scout it. Hero sees what's happening. Showtime was planning a proxy 3-gate, maybe even a 4-gate all in. He sees it. Showtime needs to pivot now. He needs to pivot and expand. You need to expand. You cannot double down on this. It's been scouted. He walls in the probe. I don't know, man. I think you need to... Yeah, he's all in, though. Showtime's not playing flexibly enough. Remember, Showtime, as a macro player, he wants to prioritize efficiency. He's going to build a gateway on the front. He's maybe going to build a second one. He's absolutely committed to the aggression right now. Whereas Hero, having scouted it so early, should be able to throw together a defense. We'll see if he can figure it out. That Stalker does body block a little bit. He's going to have to pull away. He's got 2 more Stalkers arriving. If you chase any further as Hero, you could get in big trouble. There's 4 Stalkers about to arrive here. And Showtime can smash this fight. But there's no shield battery in the main. And if these 2 Stalkers are trapped inside the base, I guess he has to leave them there to defend the Oracle. It's actually kind of good for Showtime that they're trapped back there. Stalkers coming in, shield battery's going to try to help out, but great micro for Showtime so far. Look at the way he's drained that battery. He's done a good job. The Oracle comes in. Oh, Showtime a bit slow to react. He could have done way more damage to that Oracle. He should get another hit with that Stalker as well. If he did, he would have taken down the Oracle, but the Oracle survives, which means it can fill up on energy, and then it can spam stasis traps, but there's no energy recharge ready just yet. We've got a Void Ray building in a second gateway, more Stalkers coming out. It's 3-gate aggro for the German Protoss player, but he's got 2 Stalkers trapped in his main, 4th gateway coming in right now. It doesn't feel like the crispest timing of all time. At the same time, Oracle's not the best defensive units, just chilling in the main right now. Void Ray, 3 Stalkers and Adept trying to hang out. Second battery coming in, but it's not ready just yet. Does Showtime dare dive into that Void Ray? I would not dare to do it. Not with 2 Stalkers deep in the red. You can see he's rotating those Stalkers. He knows how quickly Hero will focus those Reddit point Stalkers down. Stasis Trap as well. Oh, I think that's a hold with the Stasis Trap, right? Because now, as long as Hero pulls back behind the Stasis Trap, you cannot run in there. Maybe if he sends the probe in front, that could work out. Oh god, does he see it? Does he see it? The Stasis Trap. And the probe tries to settle off, but it's not able to get on top. Good first volley on the Void Ray, though. Really good job on the first volley. He's going to have to get... Oh my gosh, if Showtime steps in that Stasis Trap, it's lights out. He's doing good micro so far, though. His Stalker counts hit the critical mass. Dude, Hero is like, please step into the Stasis. Please, 2 Void Rays, prismatic alignment. The Stalkers push forward. Force Field tries to slow them down. 1 Void Ray will fall, but only after 4 Stalkers have gone down. Great start to the fight for Hero. And that was massive. 7 Stalkers for a Void Ray and a Zealot. The trading for Hero is out of this world. The Stasis Trap still stands there, so ready to get set off. The Oracle gets F2'd back into this army. Hero still having that there. He throws down another Stasis Trap, and this is not looking great for Showtime. That probe scouting this so early is what allowed Hero to respond to it. And Showtime should have checked his corners and cleaned up. He was too eager to get across the map with his Stalkers and secure this forward push, and it's ending up costing him. He needed to make it harder for Hero to scout what he was doing. Even a 20-30 second delay on that could have been big. The Stasis Trap is big, and it looks like Hero should be able to stabilize. Remember, he's got a natural mining. He's on 28 workers against 22. Showtime's locked in. He can't even expand behind this without killing his own pylon. The Oracle's going to go probably put a Stasis Trap to make it even harder, and these guys are trapped. You can bam, bam, double force field. These guys are stuck here. And with the battery as well, I don't think there's anything you can do. You could force field here ahead of time. Yep, beautiful force fields. Void Ray's going to prismatic align. And that is a devastating hold for Hero, who gets the 3-2 victory and just shows better flexibility, better scouting, and better reads of when his opponent's committing to aggression. I think Showtime overall played a very good series, but at the end of the day, it was these early game, if you're being greedy and I'm going to try to punish you, Showtime was too inflexible and obvious when he was being aggressive, right? Game 2 on lane lines, as well as this game, both of them, it was too obvious that he was doing a one base all in. He let Hero realize what was happening, or Hero just read the play really well. He still took it to game 5. So hats off to Showtime for that. But yeah, you can, I think in this game, the moment he was scouted, if he just goes and builds a Nexus, I think it's completely playable. And I think it's really hard for Hero to tell, especially if those next 2 Stalkers rally out and kill the probe, like, are you expanding or not? It's going to be hard for Hero to figure out what's happening. So I don't know. I feel like locking the pylon in, you know, it just made it like, hey, just so you know, if there was any doubts in your mind, I am 100% committed right now. I don't think there was a great option there. I think the moment that probe sees what's happening, it's bad for you as Showtime. But that just made it extra bad, as this is where the probe was hiding, and those Stalkers didn't check for it. GG, well played. Great probe hide for Hero. Gets the series 3-2. And wins yet another tournament finals, ending Showtime's amazing run that got him here. GG, well played.